Hey guys, Millie Fox here. I wanted to talk to you today about the number one food that's threatening your fertility. And you might think that you don't have to worry about your fertility just now because you're not quite ready to have a baby, but I definitely want you to think again on that matter because there's lots of things that you could be doing now that you either are or aren't doing that can have a big influence on your fertility. I actually did make a video about that, and you can check that out on my YouTube account. So, the number one food that's threatening your fertility is sugar. You might or might not have guessed it, but sugar is the number one food that's definitely having an influence on how fertile you will be when the time comes that you do want to have a baby and that you do want to start trying. So, there are 3 reasons why this is. The first reason being that too much sugar, and I just have to stop and talk about how much is too much. Right now, the average person consumes about 1 cup of sugar a day, which equals 775 calories. That is a lot of sugar, and that's average. So that means that it's likely that you're in and around that amount too, because sugar is hiding everywhere. It has over 60 different names. I'm sure you've heard of high fructose corn syrup, which is absolutely terrible for you. But it's hiding in our sauces, our salad dressings, our bread. Any packaged or processed food likely has some kind of sugar, and it's in foods that you would never add sugar to if you were to make them yourself at home. So, becoming sugar literate is really important. But getting back to it, so the number one reason that sugar is influencing your fertility is because too much sugar causes insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is a very early stage in metabolic disorders. And what's happening there is your body has so much sugar in the bloodstream all the time that your cells become insensitive to insulin. And what insulin's job is like the key in the door to open up the cell to take the sugar out of the blood. So when your cells start to become insulin resistant, your cells can't get the sugar out of your blood, and then your blood sugar levels remain elevated, which, elevated blood sugar levels consistently is what leads to diabetes. So, insulin resistance is the beginning stage, and a lot of young women are actually experiencing insulin resistance. And what happens to us is when we're insulin resistant, our bodies convert our estrogen to testosterone. And that's not supposed to be happening. So what happens when a woman has too much testosterone in the body is that the risk for polycystic ovarian syndrome goes up a lot. And PCOS is one of the number one causes of infertility in North America. 6 to 10% of Canadian women are facing polycystic ovarian syndrome now. So that is a real risk, and it's the number one threat. So that is too much sugar leads to insulin resistance, which increases the risk of PCOS. The second reason why sugar is the number one threat to your fertility is because it weakens your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands, I'm sure you've heard a thing or two about adrenal exhaustion because it's a really big buzzword going around right now. The adrenal glands are your 2 glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and what they do is they produce your stress hormones and your sex hormones. So when you're in a constant state of stress, your adrenals are overworking, producing way too much cortisol. They get tired, and when that happens, they don't produce the right amount of sex hormones either. So they start functioning poorly. And if we don't have the right number of sex hormones being produced in our bodies, it's going to be a whole lot harder for us to conceive. So that's the number 2 reason, weakened adrenal glands. Number 3 is because sugar causes inflammation in the body. So inflammation, you can best link it to what happens when you get any kind of a cut or a burn, the redness that happens in that area. So it's, inflammatory processes bringing the blood in and bringing all the other helpful guys in to help heal. However, sugar is causing inflammation in the body, but we don't have the proper tools in place to reduce that inflammation. We don't have enough anti-inflammatories in our diet. We have way too many inflammatories, including sugar. So sugar and inflammation that it leads to is really highly linked also to infertility. There are many studies linking inflammation to infertility. So that is reason number 3. So the reason that I say that sugar is such a big culprit here is because we're pretty much all addicted to sugar. How could we not be when we're eating up to a cup of it a day without even realizing it? We're hooked on it most of the time without even wanting to be, because it's giving us this dopamine reaction, it's giving us this high, this euphoric sort of feeling, and we're also becoming desensitized to sweet flavors because of sugar being in everything. So since it's such a hard habit to kick, I highly recommend starting now, starting as soon as you can to change your lifestyle to reduce your sugar intake. And a really great way to do that, because it's tough, is to join a sugar detox program. And believe it or not, I have one to offer. I have a program called the Restart program. It's a 5-week online nutrition education program, and within that there's a 21-day sugar detox built in. And the reason that I suggest doing a group sugar detox is because you have support. You're not doing it alone. You're not going it cold turkey by yourself. You have a group of other people doing it alongside you, and you're learning why this matters and the different reasons why sugar should go. I mean, I'm sure you already know a lot of them. So if you're interested in checking out more information about my Restart program, I will put the links down below, or you can just say hi to Kisa. You can visit www.therestartprogram.com. So you can look at all the information about the program there. And you can also search for, find an instructor and just type in Toronto. And I'm the only person in Toronto that offers that program, but I also offer it online for Google Hangouts. So you can join that program if you're anywhere in the world. So all you have to do is find me in Toronto, and all of the dates and times that I'm offering the program coming up are listed there. And if you also want to know more about it and you want to talk to me and have some questions answered, you can visit my website, milliefox.com, and check out the Work With Me page. On each of my different Work With Me pages, I have a free link to a 20-minute fertility nutrition coaching call. So I do a full Q&A style call where I'll answer any of your concerns or questions, whether it's about the Restart program or whether it's about, something that you personally are facing. So I'll put the link down at the bottom of the video for that too. And I definitely hope to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to being in touch.